Good afternoon. I'm Don Maxwell from Live IT Academy, and today we are going to be discussing Excel 2016. We're doing a series of lessons or topics, and by the way, our lesson is enhancing a worksheet. All right, so generally what happens is you have a worksheet where you have data, and the data is broken down in records. So you have labels, header labels, title type labels, and labels that define what your numbers are all about. Sometimes you're formatted in a number way, right? So, okay. So how do we enhance our worksheet? Let's start by going to the page layout and putting what we call a header and footer on our spreadsheet. So one easy way to do that is to go to your taskbar and go to the page layout. That's one way, page layout. And by clicking on your page layout, you go into page layout. There are other ways to get to page layout as well, right? If you go to your view, workbook view, and page layout, that's the same thing as quickly going to your page layout. The advantage of doing it on the taskbar is that you do it in less amount of steps, okay? All right, so we go to the taskbar and we go to page layout. And notice that when you're in page layout, you really don't see your header and footer yet, right? So you have to be able to click on the top. See, I just click once on the very top of my spreadsheet, and then it goes header, right? So I have a header here, and you'll notice I have my name already in the header section. Of course, there are 3 sections. I can use my tab key. I'm using my tab key, and you can see that I'm going from one section to the next, as well as you can use your mouse and click on a section, right? Well, one of the other things that you've noticed, I mean, you may not have noticed, is once you click on a section and see the section becomes usable to you, there is a design tab that appears, right? So look at this. If I click off, there is no design tab. If I click on the header, there is a design tab, right? So a couple of things that we can do in header, because you have the header and footer elements, right? And you will notice there's a page number of pages. That simply means like 1 of 10, 2 of 10, and so on, right? And so you have the automatic updates as you change the pages, right? So you know what your maximum page is, and then you're counting page 1 of 10, 2 of 10, and so on. So be careful not to like really confuse both, right? Page numbers simply just give you a single page number. Also, that if you put page number on one page or worksheet, that page number will transcend to other pages as well. If you have multiple pages, that page number will go. Oh, notice there's current time and current date, current time and current date, right? Also path, it's your file path, right? And your file name, right? And remember, you can pick and choose, you can pick and choose which one of the elements you want to put in your header and footer, right? So for now, I'm just going to put my name in the right section, and notice it's text, but it's aligned to the right. That's another thing. Notice in the header, my text obviously is aligned to the right. Okay, now if I wanted to go to the footer, I simply have to go to design, navigation, and look at this, go to footer. So I can go to footer here. And here, as I type, for example, you'll see my date here, right? But the date is only there after I put in or select the element, just like you see and file, right? So that's a code. The code is placed there, and after you click off of the header and footer into your spreadsheet, the actual file name will appear, similar to the date. So this is what it looks like, and date. So that's legit. That's a code that Excel knows, right? And notice that once you click off of it, see? Right, so it uses these codes, right? So don't worry about those codes, they're fine. Just click the element that you want, right? So if you want an element, just simply click on that element, right here. Just click in the section and click on the element. If you need to type text like what we did in the header, just go ahead and type in there. You can also put pictures or logo in there as well, right? So you can go click on a picture and put a logo in your header or your footer. In addition to having headers and footers, Excel allows preset headers and footers. Now, I don't use them a lot, but some people prefer to use them. All right, to get them, you simply go into the header and footer section. You see header, so you can pick header or footer, and you can see that they're predefined. Right, you can see it, and you can pick any predefined header or footer, whether it's page or whatever it is that you want to pick from the predefined. Right, I like to make my own, so that's fine. I go in there and I put these codes in simply by clicking on the element. Right, so if I wanted time in here, I just click on the time element. Right, so I can go back and forth. Back and forth, header and footer, header to footer, right? So I have the header and footer elements. I have the header and footer pre-designs, right? And again, they're under design view, right? So that's one way of enhancing your spreadsheet by putting headers and footers. Keep in mind that headers and footers do not show in normal mode. If I go to normal mode, my headers and footers won't show. But guess what? It will show if I go to print, like my print preview mode. See, my headers and footer will show, right? So what you see here is what goes on the printer. So you would have to fix this, these number signs here. That simply means we just need to open up the cell a little bit wider. That's all. Okay, all right, so what other means can we use to enhance our spreadsheet? Under page layout, you can go to theme. See, theme, all right? And there are some predefined themes here already. You can browse for themes or save current theme or go in and change, right? Now, what are themes? Well, color schemes, font types, whether or not your headers are colors and shades, font type, different font type, right? All those become a part of the color scheme, right? And you can see colors or font or special effects. All those are part of your theme. So I'm going to pick on banded. All right, and make sure my range. I'm going to pick on my theme, all right, for my spreadsheet. So notice if I go to home, I have a new font and new type, right? And notice I can also enhance in my spreadsheet. Select any color that I want, right? I can also bold my headers. These are titles, right? I could put them in different font, higher, bigger font, right? 12. So I could change the font size to them, right? And so that's another way to enhance your spreadsheet. Go and select a theme. That's on the page layout, themes, select a theme from the theme group, right? And you can see that the live preview, as you scroll over these themes, the live preview in the background is showing you what the changes would be, right? See the changes? Different, as I said, this is all a combination of font size, colors, shadings, and all that, right? All right, so we did pick the banded. Okay, so that's the second way of enhancing your spreadsheet. What's the third way of enhancing your spreadsheet? What if I want to put borders around my spreadsheet? So I'm going to go ahead and select the range from A1 to E14. So that's the entire spreadsheet. That's the entire report. And I want to put borders around everything, right? I could go to Home, Font, and I'm going to put all borders. So here you can see border, bottom border, top border, different colors if you want to put colors. If you want to put colors, by the way, you have to change the color first. If you want to put color around, instead of putting black, if you want to put a color around, you have to pick the color first, right? So that will change the ink. Now, once you pick the color, then you can say, okay, I want all borders, let's say, right? And you'll see that the lines are blue. See that? So that's another way of enhancing your spreadsheet, right? Again, by making your headers bold, colors and shading is another way of doing it, changing your font, right? And remember that once you apply a theme, all that is being done at once, right? A combination of. If you don't like what's in your theme, then you can go and override that by picking your own, right? So under page layout, you can go to themes, pick your own themes, pick your own colors, your font, and effects if you like to do that as well. All right. Oh, note that when I'm in normal mode, you'll see a line. See that this line right here, this dotted line? That's telling me where my page breaks. Now, some people don't like it, want to remove it. I would encourage you not to remove it. It can be removed. Simply go to the file options and look for the dotted line. Look for this line and toggle it off. The reason why I wouldn't move it, it tells you that your spreadsheet is on a page. So that dotted line, see the dotted lines here? That's my page. If I should cut out my page, that's how big a page. So if I had more data, right, I would go type it here. If I go beyond this, now I'm on page 2 and so on, right? So this imaginary line is a good guide as to your columns and your data being placed on a sheet, right? And you may know if you go to view page break preview, right, you can see that where your page is breaking as well, right? So this is your hard border around your page, right? So we can make adjustment to ensure that, right? So you've learned how to use the tool to click on your, to go ahead and click on the crosshairs between the letters just to make sure that everything is visible. So once I see this, I know this is a page, right? But remember, lots more data can be on this page. You see, this is where your imaginary line was in here, right? Anything over here would be page 2. Okay, and notice I'm just dragging and pulling and drag and drop the lines, right? And that shows me where my page. So if I go back to normal view, right? Normal view, right? Right. So that's one way of enhancing your spreadsheet, right? And notice that again, to see my header and footer, I have to go to File, Print. Right, and I can see this portion of the spreadsheet not being used. So if I wanted to adjust that and adjust my margins, I could as well, right? Now, notice my footer and my header and my report, all right? Okay, great job. So I would expect that you guys would do more to enhance your spreadsheet. It's appealing. It gives your users a better reason to look at your report, right? You can use colors, you can use formats, you can use special effects. So many things you can do to enhance your spreadsheet. Right? So some of the basic things is to put a header footer and put some color in your header, right? Highlight your header, maybe bold your header, and so on. Okay, great job. Continue on with the rest of the lesson, and have a wonderful afternoon. Okay, let's go ahead and rename the spreadsheet sales. All right. Okay, guys, see you in the next lesson.